In my last video, I talked about the power of acceptance in marriage. By extension, embracing imperfection, where we demystify that myth of the perfect partner. Now, some people reached out privately and a number of questions came up. So, this video is about to address just one out of those questions. In case you are yet to subscribe to my channel, kindly click the subscribe button. You're just a click away to like, to share. Turn on your notification bell as well so that you can get notified when new videos like this come up. Now, what is that question? My partner is unwilling to change. My partner is unwilling to grow. What do I do? Now, remember, we talked about the fact that marriage is a beautiful journey of growth. It's a beautiful journey of growth. And you must understand that each person in a relationship have their journey. You have to constantly remind yourself that everyone differs in upbringing. The same way you grew up from a different family orientation is the same way your partner grew from a different family background. And the earlier you settle that within yourself that you cannot change any man or woman, it just lower every pressure that you may want to put on yourself or on your relationship. Now, we have said that accepting your partner for who they are does not necessarily mean that you have to tolerate bad behavior or settle for less. But one thing you must constantly remind yourself is this, that your growth and your partner's growth is essential, but to the degree to which you allow yourself to evolve at your own pace. Now, there are 4 key things that I want to share, and I would like you to pay close attention to them. Number 1, you must tone down or let go of unrealistic expectations. Many a time, people in relationship have so much of a high expectation of their partner or from their partner. The reality stands that a lot of the time we see some of those things that are becoming issue in our relationship before we get married or before we get engaged. We see the green light, but we ignore them. Now, the moment we get engaged or we get married, it's in no time that those things start becoming an issue. But you must learn to focus on the things that you can control. In as much as you may not be able to control your partner's growth, the pace at which they change or they transform, you have control over your own reactions, you have control over your own responses and your own emotion. The second thing you need to do is to practice empathy. How do you practice empathy? You must show understanding and don't always want your view to get in the way. Try to see from your partner's lens. Put yourself in their shoe. Understand where they are coming from. What kind of background are they coming from? For example, you came from a background where every Friday you have the culture of family sitting at the round table. But he came from a background where every Friday, everybody must be on the farm, or everybody must go and work or do something. So, trying to understand where your partner is coming from is how you practice empathy. Again, don't always want your view to get in the way or to be established. See through your partner's lens once in a while. In as much as you have issues with certain behavior or certain pattern or certain things that are frustrating you in your relationship, you may also want to have mature conversation around those concerns. At the right time, you try and study the mood, then bring up the topic. Find a way to balance out, letting your partner know that, see, whatever reaction you see from me, whatever response you see from me, it's actually not to get at you or to make you feel less of yourself. It's to see to it that we both meet halfway and then we get things done to help us advance in our marriage or in our relationship. So you need to practice empathy. You need to understand where your partner is coming from. Replace your frustration with compassion. Instead of getting angry, show understanding. When you learn to replace your frustration with compassion, you create a safe space where you and your partner can grow together. You create a safe space where your partner feels unconditionally loved. And the third thing you need to do is you need to focus on your shared values. There are shared values that brought you both together in the first place. And if I were you, I will focus on those things. Instead of dwelling on the minor, I will major on the things that brought us together first. Now, there are some values that you have shared in the past. In fact, it's one of those traits that attracted you to your partner in the first place. So pay critical attention to those values that drew you together and then dwell more on that. Build on that. Every now and then, choose your fight. Don't want to win the battle and then you lose the war. Like they say, there are some things that you may win it now, but ultimately you are prolonging the issue. You are making the matter worse, as it were. You thought, oh yes, I won right now. I got him right there, or I got her right there. But the honest truth is, you have packaged a time bomb in that situation or in that issue for a later date to explode. And lastly, I want to say to you that you need to take responsibility for your own growth. Learn to take responsibility for your own growth. You see, you cannot change your partner. I cannot overemphasize this. You cannot change your partner, but you can change the way you respond to them. You can change the way you view things, and you can take pain and channel your energy to your own growth. Now, you see what this does for you is it inspires your partner to want to also change. I've seen that when people or individuals or couples that I counsel take advantage of this particular principle, it helps them to see changes gradually, immediately in their partner. You know why? Because your partner does not necessarily want to remain at the same level. But sometimes I found out that it is your way of doing things that keeps your partner in that state of saying, okay, you want to have it your way? Then I'll have it my way. But when you focus on your own growth, your partner is challenged to want to grow as well. Your partner is motivated to want to grow. What you are doing quietly is you are leading from behind. You are leading consciously and unconsciously. And let me say this, while you are focusing on your own growth, don't make it a case of competition. Don't rub it off consciously or unconsciously on your partner that they are in one spot or they are unwilling to grow or change. On that note, in this video, we have done justice to that question that says, my partner is unwilling to change. My partner is unwilling to grow. What do I do? And yet I'm expected to love them unconditionally. I'm expected to accept them the way they are. Yes, honestly, you may not be able to change your partner. But remember, we have said you need to tone down or let go of unrealistic expectation. It will just lead to frustration. We also said that you need to practice empathy. See your partner and the situation from their lenses sometimes. Understand their background and where they are coming from. Understand what is influencing their reaction or their behavior. And then we said you need to focus on your shared value. Try to learn to replace your frustration with compassion. Focus on the things you can control. Focus on the values that brought you together in the first place. And lastly, we said that you take responsibility for your own growth. That way, you are empowering yourself, and unconsciously, you are leading your partner to also be empowered. Here to watch the video on the power of acceptance in marriage or in your relationship. This is the video to click on your screen, right? I also have a bonus guide for you to download. The link is in the section below. Ensure to take advantage of it. Also, you want to connect with me. Let us brainstorm together about that relationship issue or personal issue. The link is also there where you can reach out, and then all the coaching sessions and packages that we have that will impact you and take your relationship to the next level. You have the links also attached right there. I'll see you in my next video. Make sure to constantly remember that acceptance is a love in action.